This is Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450. And it's time now for the Insider Report with Everett Hughes. Good morning, Everett.
Good morning, and this is right off of the table with about 3 different cases on this one.
Really?
Right?
So what are we talking about?
Am I married or am I divorced, and how do I file either way?
Okay. So this is mixing marriage and divorce with taxes.
Well, it's a live deal because you've got to know. And if you're in this situation, you may think you're filing one way, but the law may say, no, you can't. You've got to file the other way. Or then you have the court comes in and says, well, you have to do this and do that. Well, the court doesn't have any jurisdiction over the Internal Revenue Code. But now here's the thing. When can I file as single or when can I file as married? Well, if on the last day of the year you are either single or if you get married on the last day of the year, well, you're married filing joint. Well, but how about if we haven't been living together? Well, now, you know, if you're separated and you haven't lived together for more than the last 6 months of the year, well, there's an exception. If you got the kids, you can actually file married head of household. Okay?
Okay.
You can do that legally, but you have to be not living together and separated for more than the last 6 months of the year. But if that's the situation and you've got the dependents, then you can file married head of house. I mean, not married, but head of household. You can do that. But now, what if we just haven't been living together for 6 or 8 months? We're separated, and here I had a client call me, and the soon-to-be, whatever it happens, ex-spouse is saying, well, we're supposed to file married up until we got separated and then single for the rest of the year. Well, not true.
Oh, okay.
Not true. Not true at all. Because if the divorce hasn't even been filed, it doesn't matter if you're living together or not for the last 12 years. If the divorce has not been filed, not even filed, well then, you're still married.
Yeah, because there's no action to take to change that.
Exactly correct. I mean, the only choice you have in that situation is married filing joint or married filing separate. And in some cases, when there's no cooperation between the used to be the spouses or the current spouses, sometimes, especially if one of them is living out of state, sometimes married filing separate is the only way to file the tax return because they won't cooperate with a joint return. But now, just when we thought we understood, your filing status is single if on the last day of the year you are unmarried or legally separated from your spouse under a divorce or separate maintenance decree. Now, there are some times when people are separated, but they have not gone through the formality of being separated under a legally binding separation or separate maintenance decree. So now guess what we have to do as tax practitioners sometimes?
What?
Can I see the divorce decree or the document you're talking about so I can tell you what the Internal Revenue Code says you are?
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that. But I think the most common thing, because it's going to come up, so I'm thinking, I'm getting this question already as we're getting close to the end of the year. And of course, you get it a lot in March and February. They should have been asking now. But now, how can I really file this? Well, if it's not been, divorce hasn't been filed at all, you're married.
Well, we're out of time, but if you want more information from Everett, just give him a call at 533-4131. And don't forget that handy-dandy website.
EverettHughes.com.
All right, well, you have yourself a good week, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday.
You shall.
All righty.